this is Joshua Monet here with Elevate program, and we're here at Cutting Edge Solutions, and I'm standing next to Solomon. Solomon, tell me a little bit about you and what you do here, and what are we going to see today?
A little bit about me. I'm a Eugene native for 10 years.
10 years. Congratulations, you got over the 10-year mark.
Got over the 10-year mark.
You're official now.
Yeah, I went to school in the Midwest and lived on the Washington, D.C. area before moving out here.
Okay.
Personally, I actually studied mechanical engineering and business at Iowa State, which I've never really directly used, but I indirectly use all the time.
Okay.
So here we actually go by two names. We have Cutting Edge Illusions, which is more of our like consumer custom kind of brand.
Okay.
That's more traditionally what we've done. And then CEI Coatings, which is more of our business to business brand.
Okay. And both of those kind of cover the powder coating, applying coatings to.
Yeah. So we do basically 3 services. We just do them for different reasons.
Oh, okay.
Our 3 services are media blasting, so it's preparing mostly metals for some kind of coating. Sometimes we just blast for a certain look. We don't even put a coating on it. And then we do painting and powder coating.
All right, so we're going to take a look at those, and then what else are we going to see on the tour?
Well, you're going to see where we do media blasting, which is the dirty work.
Okay.
We support another local company, Arcimoto.
Oh, okay.
We've
heard of them.
Yes. They do the 3-wheeled electric vehicles.
Okay.
So we have parts for them in process here. I know they were just checking in a whole lot of component pieces for them.
Oh, cool.
On the paint side, we've got some boring, just blast and prime stuff in the booth over there, which is going to a construction site.
Okay.
And we also have some motorcycles in process. I don't know how far they've got on the artwork, so how impressive they'll be yet, but they're getting there.
Cool.
And plus, I think we've got at least one big tractor out there too.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great. Can we go ahead and start taking a look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Solomon, so what area is this? Where are we right now?
Okay. So we're in our first of 3 spaces. This is our media blasting. And right now we also do shipping and receiving out of here.
Okay.
So Amy over here is receiving components for Arcimoto. So these pieces here are the main backbone of an Arcimoto vehicle. They have the batteries on the inside. Upside down on that pallet over there is the upper frame.
Okay.
So that kind of gives the shape to the vehicle. There's suspension parts on the shelves over there, floorboards.
Can we take a look at those?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
So with Arcimoto, they're building, I'm not sure what number they're at right now. I think they're between 2 and 4 vehicles a day. And so we do all the powder coating, so we powder coat these parts. And then they're just right around the corner, so that way we can look back to them. We also paint some of their body kits. So like this piece here is what holds the batteries in the vehicle. The piece just behind it holds the motor assembly in the front of the vehicle. And this what's right behind us is the main upper frame, so that really is what gives the vehicle most of its shape.
You get these things in pieces, and then you have to figure out which way to set it up, and you have to blast some of this stuff? Or?
Yeah, so we do a blast prep on all these.
Oh, okay.
So these will get a brush blast, and then they'll go into powder coat.
And you say blasting, that's like you hurl sand or beads or what at an object, right?
Exactly.
So
it's messy right now, but these are our 2 blast vessels.
Okay.
So we the green stuff that's all over it is a product that comes from Riddle, Oregon.
Okay.
A company called Green Diamond.
Oh.
So basically fill those pots up, and then the hoses out of the bottom blows air and that sand at the part. And it what it does is it can serve 2 functions. One, it can remove unwanted things off the metal.
Okay.
The main thing being mill scale, which is a dark gray that new metal will have on it.
Okay.
That mill scale over time will fail, so if you just coat over it, your coating will fail. The other thing that it does is it profiles, so it makes the surface rough, which increases the surface area of that surface. So it gives it more area for the coating to bite to. So it significantly increases adhesion by doing that, which is the main reason Arcimoto has us do that on their parts on heavy mill scale.
And it's called Green Diamond. So those little diamonds in there? Or?
I believe it's like a nickel slag or copper slag.
Oh,
or something
okay,
like that.
okay.
Yes.
All right. So we put a pocket in our pocket. That's
Yeah.
not worth nothing.
No.
All right. Got it. All right. Cool. All right. Well, what else are we gonna see?
Yeah, well, we can. So behind us in this big blast booth, this is where we do the large stuff for blasting. This is a smaller cabinet, so we can do smaller, more delicate stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
So you just kind of reach in, and it's like you reach in through the gloves, and you just blast with the side there. Kind of see it. It's just a cabinet with gloves in it.
Oh, wow. Smaller pieces or more fine pieces?
Yeah, we have more delicate pieces or intricate that aren't large volume.
Yeah.
Like old parts for motorcycles or cars that are aged, so you don't want to destroy them, but they need to be, pre-treated. We'll do it in there.
Very cool. And you guys have materials just hanging about?
Yeah. So this is an example for a local guy, just more of a consumer, like one-off project. So he's tinkering with his car, and he wanted something, an obnoxious color to go under his hood. So he's got, valve covers. Yeah, valve covers for his car. So we basically pre-baked this, masked it off, and powder coated it for him.
Oh, wow. That's a very unique color.
Yeah.
How did you pick that color? Or is there a book? Or what's
Honestly, the client just came in and said, I want something obnoxious and green.
Yeah.
And he saw the chip hanging on the wall. He said, let's do that.
Oh, wow. There you go. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So these are, we do a lot of rims. So we can do rims for so these are for our Komodo.
Okay.
But we also do rims for just regular people that want to change the color of the rims on their car.
Oh, wow.
So we will usually blast strip. So these have been blasted. So that's how they look after blast.
The surface is a little bit rough there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's like heated a little bit.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll apply a powder coat primer on that, and then whatever color it's going to get.
Oh, cool. Very nice. All right, so we're here with Tristan. Tristan, what do you do here, man?
I do a lot of things. I help set up parts that have been blasted, or sometimes they'll have me go into the blast booth and blast a whole order or half of one.
Okay.
Then I sometimes help out with getting stuff out of the oven and pulling stuff around.
Oh, cool. So you kind of do a few different things here then.
Yeah. We don't normally stay in one area time to time, but at times it kind of has to.
Yeah. Makes sense. So I heard you're a local. You went to high school around here?
Yep.
Where'd you go?
I went to Thurston High School.
Thurston High School. What'd you learn there? Anything that you're transferring to here?
Kinda. I learned how to be a hard worker through CTE classes,
Okay.
and I joined a club called Skills USA,
Okay.
which prepares us for the workforce.
Okay.
So I kind of learned how to do most of the stuff here, but not all of it.
Okay, but it gave you like a good base to work from.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
So this is our powder area.
Okay.
So basically after parts are set up, kind of like these over here, then we apply powder. Powder application is very different than paint. It's literally just a dust.
Okay.
There's no VOCs, there's no like toxic chemicals or fumes from it or
You
anything like
wouldn't
that.
really smell it, right? Like you did something.
No, you won't smell it at all.
Okay.
So the only thing you really worry about as far as in the spray area is just controlling dust.
Okay.
So it's more like a wood shop in that respect than a paint shop. So that area there is just a bank of filters to suck any the dust from the powder gun, and it just catches it in the filters and then drops it in the bin underneath.
Okay.
And the powder sticks to the part temporarily using electrostatics. So the gun gives it a negative charge to the particles, which is like rubbing a balloon on your head and sticking to the wall. It clings to the part.
Okay.
And then until it gets baked on in the oven. So there's a period right after application before it bakes that it's super fragile. So you could take an airline, you could blow all the powder right back off if you wanted to. So that's also why we make sure the parts have continuity so we can ground the parts. Otherwise, they'll collect too much charge. Yeah, so we use metal hooks, then they're touching a metal rail and a metal cart. We test to make sure they have continuity, and then we clip a earth ground to the cart when we apply. That allows that charge that's on the powder to dissipate, and because if you get too much charge built up, it's like two negative magnets pushing against each other. The powder doesn't necessarily want to clean. If you want to roll that in, Dan? Yeah. Well, we'll roll this in. Which end do you want first? So with this particular one he's about to start, he'll check for ground on it. He'll blow it down in case there's any dust that's collected on it. These have already been a brush blast prep. And then he's going to apply the powder that's in that box over there. So literally the powder is just a dust.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so when it comes out of the gun, it's just like a little mist of dust. That's it. That's it. Yeah. This particular powder he's applying is a very high-end architectural powder. So he's testing continuity to ground right now. So it's lighting up means that these parts have a clean electrical connection to the earth ground of the building. And then he'll blow them down and
Once the powder goes in, where does it go from there?
from there it goes in the oven. So this is our oven. This is just a large natural gas powered convection oven basically. So the burner's up on top. It does have a small exhaust that's going out here. It can bake at a sustained temperature up to 500 degrees.
500 degrees, that's like the setting on my boiler, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
But most of the products we cure at 400 degrees.
Okay.
So 400 for 10 minutes.
400, just 10 minutes, that's it?
Yeah, but unlike baking cookies, that 10 minutes is the part temperature, not the air temperature. So it does take longer than 10 minutes because you've got to warm the parts up to that temperature and then maintain it for 10 minutes.
Okay. So how long does that take usually then?
Most of our cycles are probably around half an hour total. It depends on how much weight's in there in the material. Aluminum will heat up faster than steel. Thinner steel will warm up faster than.
And it takes a while to cool down a little bit when you pull it out?
Yeah. I mean, again, that depends too. Some parts, by the time you pull that card out and get it over there, the parts are already cool.
Okay.
That's the thinner parts, the lighter weight parts. These parts are out of the oven this morning. So I think this is another construction project for a local company called Stedman Sheet Metal. And like parts like that they'd be cool by the time you got them out of the oven.
Oh, okay.
So once they come out, once they get that 10 minutes, they're done. Like even if they're not cooled down, the coating is hard.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I just have to cool down.
Well, how do you know they're done? Like you said, I mean, you use your cookie analogy. I eat a cookie to see if it's done.
Yeah.
How do you know if these parts are done?
So obviously, so one of the areas you could have a defect is undercuring, where you don't cook it long enough, or overcuring, if you overbake it. Most powder products are really resistant to overbaking.
Okay.
And generally the negative thing that can happen is light colors, like white, can start to yellow. Dark colors usually don't do much in overbake, like black and stuff. On an undercure, what happens is when it cools back down, it'll get brittle, because it's plastic. And so it chips really easy. What we do is we do a solvent test on it for curing. So we take a solvent with a Q-tip, and you wipe it on there 50 times. If it's pulling color off, it's not cured. If it's cured, it won't pull any color off.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And Sandra was talking about you guys a little QC here. You're running some of that.
Yeah. The other thing we do for quality control is all these products have a specification how thick the film's supposed to be.
Okay.
So we use dry film thickness scales to measure the film thickness and all to make sure we're
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
in the oven. So most ovens, this one included, come standard they're measuring their air temperature, or they're measuring the temperature off the air,
Yeah.
which then forces you to try to do some experimentation to figure out how long your part's going to take.
Yeah.
And I suspect most shops are kind of guessing. What I did is I rewired this oven, and we use a surface thermocouple. And so we put a blank part in with every piece that's as thick as the thickest part of the part.
Yeah.
And we measure temperature right off that piece of metal.
Oh, that's smart.
So instead, that gives us a dynamic warm-up time. It's not perfect, but it's much more reliable than just guessing and warming.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the air temperature could be different than the part, but the part gets all heat
So
up.
like right now, the oven right now is heating up, so he's got a batch inside there. So this is already 235 degrees. That's that plate temperature. We can spot check the air temperature. The air temperature is at 265.
Okay.
So the plate's actually about 30 degrees behind the air temperature, which could have an impact on the bake time. The
Yeah.
oven will automatically, once it hits 400, it'll automatically start its own timer, and then it will cut off after 10 minutes. It goes out.
Oh, that's cool. And that's something you had to come up with yourself. You saw a problem and you
Yes.
fixed it yourself. Very cool.
This is the paint shop. Hey, Dennis. This is Dennis. He manages the paint shop. Right now we've got 4 full-time guys working in the paint shop. We have 3 paint booths. So this is our biggest one here. The Will's getting ready to spray some steel for a construction project. So all this steel's been blasted, and we're about to. That's fine. That's gonna be loud for a second. So he's about to apply a primer to all these steel parts in here.
Those are pretty heavy steel bars, huh?
Yes. Yeah. The largest ones are probably 1,500 pounds.
Oh, wow. I think when I was here 2 years ago, I think you had a truck in there. I mean, you can fit
Yes.
like a semi, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like this semi here, we just painted the stripes on that. Well, that's all done, isn't it?
What's that?
The semi's all done, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little tiny bit of the detail cleanup, but besides that, yeah, it's done.
So we could do like full-size coaches. Is that door loud enough? We could do full-size coaches in there, like a city bus.
Oh, wow.
Like the MX, the double long MX buses wouldn't fit in there, but the standard 45-foot bus would fit in there, no problem.
Okay.
This particular booth actually used to be in service at Monaco Coach up in Coburg until that facility was closed down, and so we got this off the auction.
Ah, hey, they're lost in your name.
Yeah, exactly.
And is this one of the motorcycles you guys did?
Yeah, so this one we just did a repair on. So this customer dented their front fender and scraped their bag, so we fixed the paint on that.
And you put the sparkly paint in there?
Yeah. Actually, Dennis had lost some hair trying to figure out exactly what metallic that is. This is a pretty new bike.
Yeah.
Harley Davidson likes to use products that you cannot get.
Ah, okay.
So it makes it hard sometimes to repair them.
Right, that looks like a really nice match, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have the eye, but it looks good to me.
It turned out pretty good.
That's awesome.
The flake we ended up using, it's got the same color. It might be just a hair smaller than the
Okay.
stock flake.
So do you guys actually get to drive that out in here, or?
No, we're gonna let the customer come do that in the cold.
All right.
Too cold for that.
All right, I'm here with Dennis, and Dennis, what do you do here?
I run the paint side of the business and paint, color match, sand buff, do it all pretty much.
So this is kind of your playground then. This is where you
Yes.
work. Okay, cool.
Very much so.
And do you do the same thing every day, or what does your day look like?
It's different, completely different almost every single day because of the vast amount of different type of work we do here.
Oh, wow.
Like from motorcycles to RVs, cars, I mean industrial steel, like just tons and tons of different things. Archimoto, the electric cars,
Yeah.
so it's always different.
I even heard you guys used to do handbags, right?
We still do those actually.
Still do
yes.
handbags.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice. So how did you wind up here? Like, what were you doing before?
I actually was working at Country Coach in Junction City,
Okay.
and during that whole shutdown, I had a friend that worked for Solomon, and and that was 2009, I think. And asked if I'd be interested in coming to work, and here I am.
So you've been here for quite a few years then?
Yes, several years.
7 years, nice. And when you were in high school, did you know that this is what you wanted to do, or how did you wind up?
Custom paint was something I was always interested in,
Yeah.
actually, and I worked part-time at a body shop when I was in high school, so
you
I
did?
always did have an interest in like automotive paint, and I ended up getting a truck that was kind of beat up and ended up fixing it up, and had a person I knew that did some custom paint kind of teach me along the way, and it was just something that I was extremely interested in from then until now.
So you started kicking around in high school and then turned
Yep.
that into a job opportunity.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome. Well, hey man, thanks for your time.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate
absolutely.
it. All right, have a great day.
Take care. Thank you.
This particular area is where the pretty stuff happens.
Pretty stuff.
So yes, so this is where we do most of the artwork. So Mike and John here are working on a couple of bikes. Mike actually is a really good airbrush artist. He's from the Medford area, but has been up here for quite a while. And as Dennis may have mentioned, we do a tremendous variety of things. So like over here is, I'm not even sure what kind of machine that goes in, but it's from a company out of Corvallis called Corvus Automation. And we're going to paint those with a black textured finish. And here are more Arcimoto. So this is their body kits that go on their cars. So we'll be painting these different colors for their customers. And then, like I mentioned, they're working on bikes back there right now. We still do those high-end clutches for the designer out of Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
And then we do really large stuff like this Far West. So this is for Far West Steel. This is a brand new truck, but it was delivered. They like stripes on their trucks, so
Yeah.
it was delivered without stripes. So we just put the stripes on.
We were just out there last week. It's
Yeah.
a really nice place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they're actually doing a remodel over there of their offices.
Oh, okay.
And so we've been painting some steel for them for their office as well.
That's awesome.
They actually are our number 1 customer. So we do a lot of manufacturing support for them, plus internal jobs. We also work with so a few artists from the University of Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So they do projects over here. There's a project that's in process for an artist named Sylvan Leone. So we're just going to clear coat these panels, but he's basically screen printed these panels. You can't really tell, but when he's done, they're going to appear to be a reflection of his studio.
Oh, okay.
So he screen printed an image on it, and then we're going to clear coat those.
Hey Solomon, thank you so much for showing us around your shop. We got to see a lot of cool things, and it seems like your people here are really happy. They like working here. You've got a good process. You've had to figure out how to solve your own problems. Is there anything that you recommend for students that are interested in getting into this? What should they be studying, or what should they be focusing on in high school?
Well, that's a great question. I would say, so a lot of the skills that we need here we can train.
Okay.
I think the skills that help are strong organizational skills.
Okay.
Basic math. We're not doing complex math, but
So trigonometry, that's okay.
trigonometry would be a plus. but yeah, I mean, we do a lot of just counting and inventorying. Or like you might have 50 parts and you need to figure out how many stacks are going to go in.
Okay.
So not real complex math, but being able to put things together that way. I would say people that do well are people that can play Tetris. I would say.
Okay.
Because with most of the manufacturing stuff, there's just a lot of whether it's when you're packing them to palletize and organize them, whether we're setting them up for powder or paint, getting them organized in a way that's efficient and works.
Because you can't exactly like touch each other or
Right.
you wind up scratching something
Yeah.
out. Okay.
And then a huge plus is some really basic physics.
Okay.
Just understanding things like center of gravity and what an object's going to do if you try to pick it up, not from the center of gravity. And as you can imagine with some of these bigger stuff that we may be moving around the forklift, that can be really important.
So I know a lot of students have the opportunity to take career and technical education classes.
Mhm.
Would you recommend that they maybe take a couple of those just to get
Yeah,
experience?
absolutely. Now we don't do a lot of fabrication, so welding's not a big deal. Although understanding welding, we tend to, one of the values we add to our customers is nobody's perfect, and sometimes stuff comes through their system with QC issues that they miss.
Right.
If we pick them up before we code them, then we save everybody some time and money by identifying those.
Okay.
So having some understanding of metal work in particular. Over here we do some repair work too, so there is some welding that happens here.
Okay.
You
But
know,
if they take like a wood shop class, that may be something that you.
yeah, wood
you see
shop.
as a plus.
Even though we don't deal in wood, wood shop is relevant because the understanding of different grits and what those will do and how to operate a DA and those kind of
What
tools.
DA is?
It's a dual action sander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they call it DA.
Oh,
Basically, it spins and moves in two directions. at
oh, it's
once.
like little
Yeah.
orbital sanders, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. But it moves in like big circles and little circles at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh.
so it's if you ever get dirty paper, you'll really be able to understand how it moves because it'll cut swirls. It'll cut these
I
little.
think I've seen
swirly
tables like
things,
that, like metal tables where they do that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So. Cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate it. You got to talk to some really great people, and thanks a lot for everything.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
All right.